Hello everyone, this is Josie. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be doing a Get Ready With Me first date edition, or any dates for that matter. I know it can be very daunting stepping into the dating scene when you're new to it, especially as a trans woman, and really what boosts my confidence so I could be on my A game and really be my best self is to doll myself up. So here are some makeup tips for beginners, especially when you're a trans woman. I think a great pillar to any great makeup routine is great skincare / skin prep before beginning your makeup. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and moisturize our face. Today I'm going to be using this Centella Soothing Cream. This is a Korean brand. A little goes a long way. So with moisturizer, especially if you have dry skin, it really just helps prevent separation when it comes to your makeup. This is my favorite lip balm so far. This is from Lanolips, and this does have a bit of pigment, so I'm not going to use it a lot. This helps your lip products stay on later on. And the most important step, your sunscreen. You really want to make sure that your skin is protected. You really don't want sun damage on your skin, so incorporating sunscreen in your everyday makeup routine just takes care of that. Ensure you're using a good SPF. Now, a lot of the times people will tend to just pack things on, especially when they're in a hurry. But unless the previous step has already dried down, already set in your face, I would not recommend putting on the next step, just because that really is what causes makeup separation for a lot of the times. That's why I like to use my handy fan, just so everything is dried down before applying and going into the next step. The next step would be priming our face. Today we're going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is chef's kiss. Really makes your makeup stay all day. Once you feel that the primer is tacky and sticky on your skin, now it's time to proceed with our foundation. Today I'm going to be using a skin tint from Tower 28. This also has SPF on it, so it's really good. But for today's look, we are trying to achieve a glowy, more natural finish, and this one is amazing. Leaves a skin-like finish and glowy on top of that, so I really love it. To make things easier today, I'm going to be using a beauty sponge. So what I recommend is putting the product at the back of your hand and then getting your beauty sponge or your makeup brush and then patting the product in before applying on your face. And you want to make sure that you leave the under eye area alone, just because we don't want to pack so much product into it. You're already going to go ahead with your concealer later on. What ends up happening is it just creases and separates when you're trying to put foundation on it and then concealer on top of it, especially since that area over there tends to have fine lines and creases and folds, because that's normal. See, look at that. Very skin-like, but it does leave a bit of a glow. So I love it. Now for this next step, we're going to go ahead and bronze up the face. This just ensures that we don't look flat, we don't look one-dimensional. Bring back the shadows into the face, the warmth of the shadows into the face. So because of my face shape, which tends to be a bit more round looking, I really want to avoid putting a harsh line of bronzer or contour on my cheekbones. It just really accentuates how white my face is. So with this makeup look, I really just want to focus from the top of my ear, a bit of a line there. And I'm going to grab a brush. You want to flick it up and not flick it down. Now we're going to do some tapping motions, just to really blend it all out. That little bronzer that we did already carved it out a bit. Now we're going to do the same on the other cheek. And we don't want to contour our forehead, as that will make our face smaller, or make the forehead much smaller, making your face more rounder. So we want to emphasize the bronzer on the side, like so. And make sure that we also blend the sides of the forehead that we did. Look how our face looks a bit more chiseled, but it does suit the shape of the face. Now time for some blush. For today we're going to be using this MCO Beauty Soft Matte Beauty Wand. This is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Wands. I'm going to be using the shade Amaretto Blush. Well, the internet has led you to believe that you should be placing your blush high up in your cheekbones. Personally, for me, that'll make my face whiter, which is something I don't want. So for my blush placement, what I'm going to do is follow where my eye naturally falls and then apply the blush there. And what you want to do is blend it out up to the very end of where the tail of your eyebrow ends. So blend. So you blend just up until there. So really focusing the blush on the inner part of the face brings attention at the center of the face. We're going to do the same on the other side. Now it's time to do our concealer. For my concealer, I really want to focus the concealer on brightening the inner part of my face. Just like what we're doing with the blush, where we're not putting it on the highest points of our cheekbones to have a lifted effect, but more so have the focus be on the inner part of the face. That's what we're going to do as well. Now with the concealer, put it on the inner corner of my eye, like so. This is where I tend to cake up and where I see my makeup separating the most. I want to use a beauty sponge just so I soak up any excess product, and I avoid that altogether. And I'm going to blend that up until this part. I'm not going to extend that further, like so. See the difference between this side and this side? This part of my face doesn't look as round as this one. Makeup tips. And really, when it comes to feminizing makeup, a lot of the times we view a more oval face to be more feminine, and that's what we're really trying to achieve here, is get our face shape to look a bit more oval as opposed to round or anything else. And with cream and liquid products, we want to make sure that they're all dried first before setting it with powder, because girl, that just spells disaster. It's time to set everything, but we want to make sure with our under eyes we blend out anything that's on the creases and the natural folds of our eyes to avoid setting that. So what I like to do is look up, blend everything in there, and with a powder puff and a loose powder, tap that at the back of your hand to remove any excess product. Look up, set. Do the same for the other eye. And to set the whole face, I'm using this Charlotte Tilbury airbrush, flawless finish, whatever. It's really good. I love setting my face with this. Now you might be wondering, Josie, why are you not doing your nose contour? And the reason is, I have not perfected my nose contour. I'm not going to show that here. And also, I don't really contour my nose a lot, so I just let that be. Now with the contour brush, I'm going in with this bronzer highlighter palette from Too Faced. Just grabbing a little and setting the contour that we did earlier, or the bronzer. A trick that you may want to do if you really want to do nose contour, I learned this from Nikki tutorials a long time ago. Put that all over your nose, like so. And then just blend it everywhere. You're like, oh my god, that's so harsh. I know. We're gonna make it right by baking. So with your powder puff and loose powder, grab some product and put that to the side of the nose, like so. And then we're gonna do the other side as well. And then do a little moment, like so. Now for the brows, I am no brow professional. What I would recommend is getting your brows professionally done, getting it threaded, getting it waxed. Typically, we tend to look at thicker brows as more masculine and thinner brows as more feminine. So I would really just go to someone who is an expert on brows. And really just getting your brows done. Now that we've done our brows off cam, we're gonna do our eyes. For the eyes, we don't want to be dramatic with the eyes. We're just making sure that the eyes don't look too one-dimensional. So what we're gonna do is, with the same bronzer that we used earlier, we're gonna grab a fluffy brush. I'm gonna put that on to the crease of the eye, like so. Just adds warmth back into the eyes. I'm going to do that on the other side too. And if you want to make it a bit more dramatic without having to go overboard, then we're going to go ahead with another fluffy brush. This one was gifted to me by my cousin. This is a palette from Ulta Beauty. And then we're grabbing a darker brown. And with that darker brown, we're just going to pack that on the outer corner of the eye, like so. And then just blend it from there. I'm going to take my NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is the shade Milk Chocolate. And I'm just going to create a very subtle small wing. Like so. And just fill that in and do that on the other side. I just went ahead and dusted off the baking that we did off camera, and then we're just gonna do putting on our eyelashes, and then I'm gonna do that off camera as well, and then I'm gonna show you the last step, which is the lips. For the lashes, I'm just using this Kiss My Lash But Better. The style so real. Now on for the lips, I have two Emco Beauty products here. This one's the Perfect Pout Lip Liner in the shade Prance, and this one's the Hot Lip Plump Oil in the shade Fancy. We're just gonna line their lips like usual. You can choose to overline them if you want. Okay. And then with the lip oil, the reason why I don't like to overline my lips is because this one does a job for you. Makes your lips plump and juicy. And voila! Of course, to finish off, we're gonna go ahead with this NARS blush. Take a bit of, we're gonna put it in the same placement where we put our cream blush earlier, just to really accentuate the blush. Then we can even put it at the center of the nose, just to give that flushed effect. And then the absolute final step is with one size on Till Dawn setting spray. We're gonna set this face. This really ensures your makeup stays on till the end of your date, ladies. Put some face framing layers on the front of your face, tie your hair back, and we're done. Thank you so much for watching it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this and you learned a thing or two about feminizing makeup you want to put on when you're going on a date or just out and about. Really, that's all that matters. And I just love doing makeup, especially if I'm going out and about. It just gives me a boost of confidence that I otherwise would not have had if I just went on bare face. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to follow me in all of my socials. And if you haven't already, click on the subscribe button and like this video, comment so everyone sees it. Bye.